Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leslie Floyd, and this is the rest of my team: Alex Martinez, Lorena Hopper, Veronica Loon, and Richard Everett. We are all currently in our master's program here at Arizona State. We would like to share today with you some information and sad facts about child trafficking, and more specifically, child trafficking in Arizona. We have somewhat of a plan. We would like to start a task force with the help of Arizona's Human Trafficking Council under Governor Ducey's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family. We need your help. With this help, we would like to create a task force in the high schools of Arizona made up by children in those schools. In a few minutes, we'll discuss in greater detail the influence children have upon each other. But what is child trafficking? Well, according to the Federal Trafficking Victims Protection Act, child trafficking is the recruitment, harboring, transportation, provision, or obtaining of a person for the purpose of a sex act that is forced, fraud, or coercion, all while the person is not even yet 18 years of age. Most of these children have experienced neglect, abuse, or have some other trauma going on in their lives. Let me start off with a few statistics to give you an idea of the severity of the issue. In 2016, an estimated 1 out of 6 endangered runaways reported to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children were likely child sex trafficking victims. Those were the ones that were just reported. Only 1 to 2% of human trafficking victims are ever identified. In Arizona alone, the average age of entry for youth into sex trafficking is 14. Also in Arizona, 1 in 3 homeless young adults have experienced some sort of sex trafficking. According to the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family, 1 in 3 teens on the street will be lured into trafficking within 48 hours of leaving home. We see this presence in our everyday lives. Everyone attracts towards social media in some capacity, it seems, these days. When we go out, what are we witnessing? Well, if we're actually paying attention and not on our phone ourselves, everyone is on their devices, and typically they are not just texting, but living our lives through social media. Unfortunately, so does our youth. As they enter middle school or high school, the desire to have their phone only increases. They will have their phone with them on their desk or out so they can catch the latest post on social media. Unfortunately, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services also suggests that this time spent on social media can add up to 2 to 5 hours a day. So what does that even mean to us? What does that even mean for our youth? Well, quite honestly, it means that these traffickers, who often seek their victims through social media, are networking through these social media sites like Facebook and Twitter, for example. How long would you say that you spend on your phone browsing through or posting on social media each day? Unfortunately, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services also suggests that this time spent on social media can add up to 2 to 5 hours a day for us as well. Connecting with anyone across the world or down the street has never been easier. It is literally at our fingertips. Posting on social media is to grab our attention, but more specifically, it is to grab the attention of our youth through comments and/or likes. In grabbing our youth's attention through social media, our children are being significantly influenced. So how do you think we can reach our children when it comes to trafficking? Is it best to take all social media away and keep our children in a bubble? We have some suggestions of other current approaches to end child trafficking. For example, these current apps. Each of these apps were created to raise awareness and provide tools to help prevent future trafficking incidents. All the apps are available through Google Play, the Apple Store, and the Android Store. These are just three examples of apps that are currently available. The app works against traffickers, as most traffickers will post photos of their victims in hotel rooms for advertisement. This app is linked to a global database, which is used by investigators to determine which hotels are being used during trafficking events. The app is very simple to use. All you have to do is open the app and take photos of your hotel room while you're on vacation. Indicate the location of the hotel along with the photos and submit. The Stop app is another app that was created to allow individuals to have a safe place to share their personal stories that are related to trafficking events, whether they are big or small. The information is shared and then analyzed by the Center for Intelligence Prevention, as well as a global database. All the information that's collected is used to build knowledge to help predict and prevent future activity. Finally, the third app that we're sharing information about today is called the Red Light Traffic app. It allows individuals to learn and recognize the signs of human trafficking. It provides individuals with the opportunity to report trafficking situations that are reported so that they can provide help to victims and catch the trafficker. This app encourages its users to share the app and information with family members and friends so they can help keep their communities safe. Here are a handful of websites that are available to individuals. These websites are created to bring about awareness to those who need and want to learn about trafficking situations. They also provide resources to those who are in need of help but are afraid to share their story. Some available websites that we have listed here, of course, are End Slavery Now, Arizona's National Human Trafficking Hotline, Erase Child Trafficking, and finally Save the Children. Arizona State University offers a program called All Walks, which is led entirely by students. This program brings about awareness of human trafficking. They host several different events throughout the year and on campus and other areas in the community to encourage students to get involved. The McCain Institute offers women and children who are survivor victims free of cost legal health communication involvement services. The Courage House is a state licensed home for young female volunteer victims of sex trafficking incidents. Their volunteers work to provide resources towards their goal in healing these individuals. The Starfish Place Housing Program is the first family housing program in the nation, where victims and their families can live together and receive help and resources to fully recover. This housing unit is located in Phoenix, Arizona. Finally, the Arizona Human Trafficking Council also provides information of trafficking situations, both current and past. They offer trainings to those to help prevent trafficking incidents, as well as prevention programs and services to those who are victims. So, what is the solution? Children are most often influenced by their peers. Children are also attracted to social media, and they're interested in what their peers are saying and doing. This gives anyone using social media to reach teens a powerful platform, even more so if they are teens themselves. Postings made on social media sites by other teens is an avenue that would be more likely to grasp the attention of a larger audience, especially children and teens. How it will work. We would like to create a teen task force. It will be made up of Arizona teens, and they will harness the energy and creativity of the social media savvy youth. The Teens Task Force can help counsel reach teen audiences with compelling youth-focused messages. The teens will work as mentors for their peers to prevent future cases of child trafficking. To review, we will recruit dynamic high school volunteers with experience or interest in the following: trafficking issues, community service, peer counseling, social media design and operation, or task force members to receive community service for credit and participation. Depending on funding, college scholarships could be offered as an incentive to participate on the task force. We'd like to include children with diverse ethnic backgrounds, including religious faiths, straight, gay, transgender, matching profiles of common child trafficking victims. The former trafficking victims especially would be welcome if they were comfortable and willing to share their stories to help others avoid their situation. Teens will work with mentors from the council to learn about the trafficking industry. Experts in trafficking and child psychology counseling will be incorporated. The task force would be then design social media apps, surveys, games, information campaigns, a chat hotline, among other ideas, intended to appeal to other youth and encourage them to avoid trafficking situations. Specific activities and work outputs of task force are to be determined later, depending on what social media tools and approaches they think will most appeal to their peers. In conclusion, child trafficking is a global crisis. In order to create change, we must first focus on the problem here in Arizona. With the continual support of the governor's office, we can put an end to child trafficking. Children are going to use social media. This we know. Through the information shared earlier, we know that we must work together to encourage the children to be aware of and acknowledge these predators. By them learning from their peers, they can become their greatest resource towards child trafficking being completely abolished. On behalf of our entire team, I would like to thank you for your time and assistance in protecting the children of not only Arizona, but hopefully all of the children across the country. Thank you so much.